Today on X-Play, we show you even more fun to be found in the world of Portal. Long, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, we stack some blocks. We sling some webs with Spider-Man and hack up the French with Bladestorm the 100 Years' War. Indulge your need for speed. It's game time.
Adam Sessler. Morgan Webb. Prepare to be reviewed. This is X-Play.
Hello and welcome to X-Play's 600th episode. Now we're still your source for brutally honest game reviews.
On today's show, we'll show you some pro tricks to make your trip through the world of Portal a bit quicker. And we've got a preview of Need for Speed Pro Street, which hopes to push past the arcade-style past of the franchise and branch out into more realistic racing action. And later in the show, we've got a review of a Dynasty Warrior-style hack and slash that features Joan of Arc.
But we begin with one of our favorite film franchises that was turned into an adorable and fun pair of games, and now is being re-released with two mighty good games in one package. Here's a review of LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, a movie about robots, magic, and a kid with a mean dad became a cultural phenomenon. Not so long ago, in a galaxy fairly close to our own, someone had the idea to recreate that movie using Legos and turn it into a game which also became a cultural phenomenon. Even less long ago, in an office 2 blocks from there, some industry fat cats decided to repackage that game and sell it to you all over again. LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga combines the first 2 LEGO Star Wars titles into one glorious, all-inclusive package for the 360. Everything a Star Wars fan could want is here, from the Rancor chomping on Gamorrean guards, the Jedi mind tricks, to the iconic John Williams score, which we can't actually play here due to copyright laws, so I hope this will suffice. As has always been the case, the charm of this title is its ability to combine actual engaging action with enough of a grasp of the Star Wars universe to turn it into a festival of inside jokes. But while it remains as entertaining as it's always been, don't expect a lot of new content. Much like the revamped original trilogy, I'm pretty sure all they added was an extra dewback on Tatooine. Game mechanics basically remain the same: shoot, build, destroy. Collect Lego rivets, bring down an AT-AT or two, kill Greedo, maybe grab a glass of soda, and call it a day. One change made from the previous 2 versions is that now they're in HD, which makes all the Lego artwork seem Lego-ier, if that's even a word. This time around, LEGO Star Wars takes cooperation to the next level with online play. So go make an online friend and save the universe together. Just don't fight over collecting rivets. That's just ugly. Yeah, this is really nothing more than a repack, and truthfully, they could have used this valuable time to get LEGO Indiana Jones out to us quicker, but Complete Saga will make you remember what you loved about the original trilogy in the first place. And what you hated about the prequels. LEGO Star Wars gets a 4 out of 5.
He's going like, no! Anyway, we love the Star Wars universe. All those Twilight girls, all those Jawas, hilarity is bound to ensue. They've thrown down with some fine games as well. The LEGO Star Wars games, the original Star Wars arcade game, and Knights of the Old Republic. We've got another one scheduled to head our way next spring, but here's a little preview of Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
apprentice.
Star Wars. It is a fascinating universe of adventure, whimsy, and consumer opportunities.
Hey y'all, welcome. I'm Tom Peterson, and this here's my co-host, Bill Tanner, coming to you from an Alliance space station orbiting Yavin 4. You know, ever since the Jedi were wiped out, we've been overstocked with lightsabers. And everything must go. If you order now, you'll get these 5 models. You're gonna get the Golden Yoda. You're gonna get the Mos Eisley Survival Saber. You're gonna get the Youngling Killer. You're gonna get the Mahogany Bantha Mini-Axe Dual Blade 3-pronged Double Impelt Maternity Saber. What else they gonna get? Now, what I'm about to do right now is unbelievable, folks. Right now, I'll guarantee every single caller this authentic, 100% pure carbonium Mace Windu replica lightsaber. Woo-wee! And remember, this Mace Windu replica saber comes with this lovely purple blade. Doesn't mean you're gay. Not at all. Right here, folks, we're gonna have something. Oh, Tom, that got me good. Oh, that burns like hellfire. Oh, God, where's my hand, Tom? Folks, if you order now, do we have a clip we could go to? Oh my God, I think he's gonna die.
To my knowledge, Grand Moff Tarkin never forwarded that memo on to Lord Vader, and although he felt a disturbance in the Force, it was too late for him to do anything but to choke the out of someone with the power of his mind.
What the hell have I done? I worked with you for 22 years and I never told you how I felt about you.
Tom, I knew. I always knew. These prices couldn't last.
No! And speaking of no, there's no end to these savings. Call now. Call now.
See, kids, don't grow mustaches. You can check out the reviews for all the Star Wars games we've ever reviewed by heading over to g4tv.com/xplay and searching through our review archives, because time doesn't waste itself. Coming up, your friendly neighborhood that guy in Spider-Man Friend or Foe, and later, a guide to good times in Portal on XPlay.
Welcome back to XPlay. The recent series of Spider-Man flicks have revitalized interest in one of Marvel's biggest and most intriguing names. And our next game takes a wry look at the Spider-Man of the movies, but still hopes to pack in quality action. Here's Spider-Man, Friend or Foe.
There I was, sitting here thinking, what a peaceful, dull evening. Then, boom!
And that's where the excitement stops. Spider-Man Friend or Foe is Activision's latest attempt to milk the Marvel web-slinger for everything he's got.
Spider-Man!
Friend or Foe has the premise of a completely nonsensical Saturday morning cartoon. The game seems to take place in the universe of the 3 movies.
Looked like you could use a hand.
Sorta. Apparently, the Green Goblin, Venom, Harry Osborn, and Doc Ock are still alive, and of course, none of this lack in continuity is explained.
If this day gets any weirder...
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man gets abducted by aliens, and then he meets up with Blade.
Name's Blade.
Wait, Blade?
Yeah.
Jesus, what, was Ghost Rider busy? So, I guess what I'm saying is the game is only slightly better written than the Fantastic Four movie. But really, we are talking about a superhero who received his powers from a radioactive spider. Do you want to know what happens to people when they get by something radioactive?
I most certainly would.
They get cancer and die.
Oh no.
Now, I know what you're saying, but Adam, what about the gameplay? The mechanics are so simplistic that it often feels like the game was designed to help autistic children overcome their fear of video games, because there's a one-button attack scheme. One button. Oh, but don't worry, you have a throw button as well. The attacks are, however, context sensitive, so the variety of moves is actually larger than it first appears. Just the same, the gameplay is definitely geared for younger gamers, or at least gamers with severe head trauma.
If I didn't know any better, I'd swear I'd been punched.
For the most part, the levels are just a straight gauntlet run. You walk into a large room or area, robots appear, you beat them up, and then do it again.
You need to point that somewhere else.
It's a game made for children, and at that it exceeds beyond expectations. Adults who purchase this game will just be left questioning their life choices and all the horrible decisions they've made. Spider-Man Friend or Foe wall crawls at 2.
Unacceptable.
Out of 5. When you can't play a game, when you can't afford a game, when state courts have forbidden you from purchasing a particular game, we're always there to bring it to you in a powerful, concentrated form. Here's Games in 60 Seconds, The Warriors.
X-Play presents Games in 60 Seconds.
Can you dig it?
Be looking good, Warriors. All the way back to Coney.
We're home free! This train's had it. This is gonna be impossible.
There's nothing wrong with you making it through our territory, as long as you're coming in peace. You see what you get when you mess with the orphans?
They blew it. Maybe we better take off.
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle.
They blew it.
Let's go get breakfast or something.
Warriors! Come out to play!
Those were some desperate dudes. So was we. Yeah, well, we made it.
Come out and play, indeed. A remake of The Warriors directed by Tony Scott, the guy who directed Top Gun, is due out in 2008.
Up next, we got a look at Need for Speed Pro Street. And later, there's more to Portal than you could have imagined on X-Play.
Welcome back to X-Play. Back in the early 90s, EA bought Distinctive Studios, the home of racing games like Test Drive 2 and Stunts. Distinctive was rechristened EA Canada and was soon cranking out the Need for Speed games. Now, it's been 12 years and 13 titles since then, and they've got another one coming our way. Here's a preview of Need for Speed Pro Street.
If Tom Cruise hadn't uttered those famous words in Top Gun, EA may never have come up with a suitable title for one of its most popular racing franchises. But he did. So instead of super hatchback racing, now we have this, Need for Speed Pro Street.
Hey, who knows? One of these drivers could be the next street king, you know what I'm saying?
The concept is simple. Street racing, while far too dangerous for the street, would be perfect as an organized daytime spectator sport. Watch your back, baseball.
You know what I'm saying?
In Pro Street, you'll assume the role of Ryan Cooper, an experienced street racer trying to make the leap to the legitimate sanctioned circuit. But it's not gonna be easy. Once in competition, you'll have several different race modes to contend with, including drift and drag. Not to mention all that hardcore street racing attitude.
Nice to get back to such small races.
Pretty tough talk, but can he back it up when it counts? I guess that's a yes. The game itself not only boasts more advanced AI, but a new physics engine, providing a more realistic experience all around. This is especially apparent in the crash dynamics. In other words, it's totally possible to completely fudge up your car.
That car is looking like spare parts, if he's lucky.
Look for Need for Speed Pro Street to menacingly spin its tires in your direction this November.
Now let's take a step back in time for an action RTS game set during the height of the Middle Ages. Here's Bladestorm, the 100 Years' War. European history. It's that thing you would have learned if you went to private school. It's full of fascinating stuff. primogeniture, elective monarchies, and popes getting their brothers to adopt their boyfriend. Bladestorm, the 100 Years' War, takes place at the height of Europe's medieval period, after the plumbing-free innocence of the Dark Ages, but before all the gunpowder and frescoes of the Renaissance. When men were men, and women were religious zealots leading troops because St. Anne told her to. But despite all the hacking and seas of enemies, Bladestorm isn't just Dynasty warriors in Europe. Sure, you're a central war hero leading oceans of troops into battle,
Follow me!
but Bladestorm blends in significant aspects of real-time strategy, letting you manage various types of troops and forcing you to manage troop morale to get the most out of them. Every type of unit has 3 key attacks and 1 basic attack. Send the swordsman in with the R1 and they'll hack away at the horse and French. Pressing X, Y, or B and they'll perform something a little more sophisticated. It's a nice addition of strategy to what can be the cacophonous action of RTSs. But nice additions do not a quality game make, and Bladestorm can get a little, well, boring. The battles start to feel repetitive, and the sides aren't very different, which kills replayability.
Now, you must be on your way.
But the worst aspect in the game is the low-quality AI. Just like in the Dynasty Warrior games, the challenge is overwhelming numbers of opponents. And when they're not particularly smart, the game can feel really mindless. The game is pretty enough, sure, but the voice acting, well, you be the judge.
Take this. You shall be glad of it.
We love the mix of RTS and third-person combat, and nobody wants quality 100 Years War-based games than we do. But Bladestorm is just repetitive and simple enough to be entirely dull.
Another adventurous soul takes up arms and resolves to enter the merciless chaos of battle.
Via Bladestorm, the 100 Years War, 2 Joan-up Ducelles out of 5.
I would advise you to take what is offered.
Joan of Arc just goes to prove teenage medieval French girls will do anything St. Margaret tells them to. And I mean anything.
In a moment, ways of playing Portal you may not have thought of before on X-Play. Welcome back to X-Play. One of the biggest surprises of this season has been the unadulterated joy of a game that's about little more than some rooms, a box, and the tempting promise of cake. We thought we'd give you some pro tips to get the most out of the game. Here's Fun with Portal.
Remember all the good times we had back at Aperture? We got to play hide and seek with ourselves. We free fell for 30,000 feet. And best of all, we met our weighted companion cube.
There is a different kind of love.
But now, even after finding out that the cake was a lie, we find ourselves wandering the halls of Aperture's test center with a new set of challenges. As if this game hadn't already made us the most spatially brilliant gamers in history, the advanced challenges will split your mind like a ripe melon. Come on, come on. Ooh, fastest test subject in history. Booyah, mother... What? Bronze? Son of a bitch, you gotta be kidding me. These new modes will force you to learn some new tricks that you'll wish you knew the first time through. Even those cameras can be of some use. Portal may be short, but try a couple of the advanced modes and you may as well grab your Aperture Science time card. You're back on the clock. And who knows, maybe the cake is real this time.
1 18.25 ounce packaged chocolate cake mix. 1 hand-prepared coconut pecan frosting. Don't forget garnishes such as fish-shaped crackers, fish-shaped candies, fish-shaped solid waste.
I call X-Play Replay.
Star Wars Lego The Complete Saga got a 4 out of 5. It's fun.
Spider-Man Friend or Foe got a 2 out of 5. It is not fun.
Blazestorm The 100 Years War also got a 2 out of 5. Also not fun.
X-Play Video Viewer Mail.
If Psychonauts was more commercially successful, do you believe it would have a sequel? And even if it had a sequel, do you think it would be very good?
Now, Psychonauts was phenomenal. We loved it and would love to see a sequel.
We're sure the sequel would have been great, but the company wasted all their money promoting Advent Rising, and Psychonauts flopped, and we're never going to see that sequel.
And we're more likely to see Lucas release Episode 7 in our lifetime.
Stick around. Another X-Play starts now.
Yep.